I want to unleash that creativity. I want to unleash, those things that we see every day that we find amazing now. That's what's driven me personally. That's what's driven me at Trace.
All right, welcome again. It's Inside Life. My name is Hans Mba, and as usual, we have an extra special guest for you each week. Today we got Sam Onyemelukwe. I was about to murder your name.
Yeah.
And he is, I say that he is Trace TV, right? He's been doing this for eons, some say decades, and it's in the system. You know how the line goes, when they're in the system and no telling. So Sam is here, and we want to really talk his life, his inside life, how he's come this far, the things he has done to create a paradigm shift in the business. And I'll let him do all that talking. Sam, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, bro. How are you?
I'm well.
Good to see you.
It's been a while. It's been a really long time.
Yeah.
So talk to us about Trace. For those that don't know, let us know just a brief introduction about you.
Sure. Well, so for those of your viewers who don't even know Trace, maybe I'll tell them.
You want to start from there? Yeah. I like it.
Well, so we're lucky to be what I would say is one of the most influential and popular music and entertainment platforms on the continent. When I started with Trace, yes, like you said, eons ago, so more than a decade.
Oh, yes.
And when I started in the entertainment industry, more than 2 decades ago here in Nigeria, we've been able to navigate and keep as one of the strong platforms. We started with 1 or 2 TV channels. Now we have over 30, and we're all across Africa and in most of the diaspora too.
So what gave birth to this? Because looking at your history, Trace, it seemed like Trace just jumped out of nowhere and just started to, do things. And because we have the amount of young people, youth here, and many, especially in recent times, are being navigated towards the entertainment, towards the creative.
Naturally, yeah.
Back in my day, you told your daddy you wanted to make music.
What are you talking about?
That's even the list, But now parents are enrolling their children.
They're pushing their kids.
They're buying them a whole studio setup, for birthdays, guitars and stuff.
Yeah.
So what influenced y'all just jumping out and making this happen?
Well, no, to your point. I mean, I love the fact that as you said, back in our days, I would see a kid in the village, one of my nephews or niece, and all they were interested in was just kind of surviving, maybe finishing school. They were hoping maybe they'll have a bigger farm. Now they believe they're going to be the next whiz kid.
Oh yeah.
Right. And so for me, it's that.
And it's doable.
It's very doable.
Yes.
And so it's that excitement, that burning passion and ambition that we have as young Africans that has driven me. Because I want to unleash that creativity. I want to unleash, those things that we see every day that we find amazing now. And then now parents are saying, take this, go forward with it. So that's what's driven me personally. That's what driven me at Trace. And how we just jumped out. Well, that's a magic trick that I'll keep in my sleeve. But no, we've like I said, I'm very humbled, and that we've really been able to make a big impact on the music, on the creative industry in Nigeria directly, as well as across the continent.
Speaking about impact, don't make me jump the gun because I have those questions. So in influencing or affecting the economy, we have seen what the numbers that artists bring in.
Yeah.
We're talking the Burna Boy numbers, we're talking Wizkid numbers, we're talking Davido numbers, and how it's affecting the economy.
It's real.
And they're bringing a huge amount. We're talking billions. The other day we're interviewing, talking to a few people, and we're talking about how Nigeria is missing out on the billion-dollar movie industry and all that stuff.
Yep.
So based on that, what do you think our stake is in that whole? I'm not even going as far as Hollywood now. I'm talking
Sure.
In Africa, Nigeria, what's our cut in the cake, the massive cake?
No, look. I'm a proud Nigerian. Some of you pretending I'm not Nigerian because I'm yellow. but I'm a proud Nigerian. Okay, I'm a proud Nigerian.
Yes.
And you know, I'm only that piece of it because we are also proud people. And it's that and our attitude and our confidence that has made us dominant in the music and the film and the entertainment industry across the continent. So truthfully, we should really, you know, Nigeria should be benefiting even in a better way. But I won't fault where we're at. I would say that there's a lot of the right energy, a lot of the right efforts, and a lot of the right people in the right places for us to continue to grow this industry both locally and internationally. In government, we're very excited to see the lineup of those getting involved, from the Honorable Minister himself, you know, across to Minister. I'm talking of Information Technology, down to the Minister of Creative Industries, Obi Asika, Tola Akerile, you know, who's DG of Tourism, Culture Tourism, and then Tola Akerile at the National Theatre. So many great players are getting involved who know this industry, who can help us make this a sustainable thing, right? One of the things that
you think we're affecting the economy for the music part? Do you think we're affecting it positively, having listed these names, and what they're doing or what they should be doing?
No, absolutely. And what I would go back to say is that, you know, first of all, for me, and I think for a lot of them, one of the biggest focuses, I think one of the biggest focuses should be and is the local aspect of it. It's very exciting for us all to say that we have a Grammy-nominated or Grammy-winning superstar like a Burna, and we've had many of them over the years, right?
Nominees for Eons, Femi Kuti.
So it's not just, you know, guys get excited like this is the first time. Even back in the 70s, right? Much less across Africa, Angelique Kidjo, and we know. So I'm very proud of what the guys are doing now, and I love that fact. But from an industry perspective and for our economy, we need to look at the local economy, right? We need to look at the local support and the local generation of wealth around this industry.
Yes.
For our movies, you know, we don't have enough cinemas. You know, what are people doing in community cinemas? What are they doing, you know, to ensure that the people who love this content in the northernmost reaches, maybe Yola or wherever, can enjoy this content at a price and in a way that's not going to, you know, to break the bank, right? That's going to make it worthwhile so that our economy can continue to grow. And on the music industry, sure, you talked about all the big guys, music and content.
Yes.
You talked about all the big guys, but I also love the bottom of the pyramid.
I do.
Right? I love this, you know, the fact that there are thousands of creators. I just watched your show, and you had the young man who was a busker.
Yes.
What's his name again?
Komi Flames.
Komi Flames.
Yes.
Come on, you have a busker on the streets of Lagos. You have thousands of guys making content, and you know, and this also represents a huge shift and to the dynamic of what's happening in the economy, as well as the economics of it. So you have Burna Boy and whoever at the top generating literally hundreds of millions of dollars in activity.
Yes.
But likewise, those hundreds of thousands at the bottom are also doing the same thing. So it's a paradigm shift for our industry, for our economy.
And we're loving it. You said something about we're not benefiting enough. Shed more light on it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Look, one of the basic things is the protection of intellectual property.
Yes.
Right? On a very show like this, you know, in the mall, you know, I hate to say it because our economy's tight right now, so we all don't want to spend money. But even in a wedding, we're supposed to actually pay for the music we use. True. That DJ is supposed to pay music rights.
I agree.
The mall or the shop that you go to is supposed to play music rights. The radio station, the TV channel, we're supposed to pay music rights. But those protections and that regulation is not in place enough to generate that out of this. So our economy is being shortchanged. The creators are being shortchanged, and those of us who are behind the scenes, our businesses are getting shortchanged. But we're on the right path. I'm confident.
So what can you tell us 1, 2, 3 things that you feel we can do to mitigate this? Because I say this, I also have a weekly show where we talk to hip hop artists and from down there.
Right.
I'm like, we're talking I don't want to name names now. We're talking 0.0001% going to the artist, and still many people don't feel led to, despite all the subscription and stuff. Many people don't feel led to subscribe because there's a feeling that the artists are being robbed. Like you're saying now. So how do we? Is it just we talk about it to shed light to? Because they said you talk about it frequently or often enough, something gets done. But beyond that, who does the something? We're talking about.
So, to your point, there's multiple players in the ecosystem. There's stakeholders.
Yes.
And each stakeholder needs to play its part. But why I'm confident is because the money is so compelling. There's a floodgate waiting to be opened, and nothing moves mountains like money, right? So we're all motivated in the right way because we can point to, and as you said, as we continue to talk as an industry about, let me go back to performance rights, right? Performance rights, for the artists, maybe not even a big name. Let's talk of an unknown artist or only, not so well-known artist who has a hit song. That song should be generating money across multiple revenue streams.
Yes.
It's not right now, right? But when the record label is looking at that and saying there's 5 billion naira that should be coming out of this song every month, that's not from radio stations, etc. That is the type of impetus that changes it. Government needs to do its part, both on the regulatory side and the organization. COSON and MCSN have been fighting too long. P-Man,
Just focus on the art. Focus on the
Focus
business.
on the art. Sort this stuff. Get out of the fighting. The money is there. You're holding it back. We need that unleashed, right? Likewise, industry players need to play their part. Radio stations, TV stations, hotels, bars. We need to fess up and say this music is worth something.
Yes, it's not free.
It wasn't
not even made free.
It wasn't made free, and it's the way. Me as a TV station, it's the way we make money, right? The reason that people watch my channel is because I play these music videos. So I can't take this for granted. So we pay almost 25% of our revenues at Trace to music rights. So here in Nigeria, that's in the billions that we pay for music rights every year, right? And that money should be getting to the artist. Sometimes it doesn't. But we need to play our part. Government needs to play its part. The private institutions and the viewers. The public needs to recognize there's value in this thing. It's real. When you jump and dance to a Davido song, sure, you see him rich on Instagram, but just know that this thing is real. It's real money.
It really costs money.
Guy, will you enjoy it? You make hit song, you won't collect.
Just make it easy. Your product.
Yeah, exactly.
You something, you hand
whatever
it out for
product,
free.
it's your product.
You hand it out for free.
Exactly.
So also, a lot of these things are happening to affect the youth and how they're gainfully, maybe not gainfully, engaged.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully gainfully.
There was the awards you guys did, some other culture, because when the culture shifts like that, it creates opportunities, especially for the young ones, which is our focus basically.
100.
So you have done the awards. Tell us about the awards in Rwanda. It was massive. I saw it and I'm like, wow.
Yes. So
why Rwanda? Sam, come on.
Okay. First of all, let's tee up the awards. For those that don't know about the awards, we did our first ever Trace Awards and Festival last year, almost a year ago, and we were excited because it actually did the impact that we wanted. So we truly took the entire music industry and we claimed the space as the top awards on the continent in one fell swoop.
Really?
One fell swoop. I mean, we had over 80 artists there from all over the continent, right? Of course, we had our big boys, the Niger boys. We had David there, Davido there, Rema there, Yemi Alade was there, Mr. Easy, Feels, the list goes on. And we dominated, my people. We dominated.
Nigeria does that easy.
Yeah, but we also had diamond platinums from East Africa.
East Africa.
We had, the name's gonna escape me. I'm an old guy. Please forgive me if I can't remember everything. But we had South Africa represented. We had North Africa represented, and we had over 500 million views of that show.
Really?
Right? We were covered in the Hollywood Reporter. We were covered in Variety. We were covered in Music Business Worldwide, and we're covered in Pulse.
You know why that's so important is because it creates opportunities.
Exactly.
It creates jobs. It creates. That's why I'm beefing. I'm like, you took it to Rwanda.
So
we're getting there, right?
So we're getting.
I want to hear it.
So we were able to pull off a huge awards, and I'll give you a little bit. Okay, I'll give you a bit of a scoop. We're just on the verge of announcing this year's awards.
It's an annual thing.
It's an annual thing.
Fantastic.
We are actually.
Hope it's going to be here.
I can't make you happy today on that one. I can't make you happy on that one. I prefer to be straight. It's not gonna work.
Oh, come on.
So the next one, we actually really wanted to do the awards at the beginning of the year. So the second edition, 2024s, will actually be held in February 2025. It will cover the entire of the 2024 year. And we're doing it in Zanzibar, in Tanzania, in the Zanzibar Islands, and it will be a blowout. It's going to be amazing.
No, the one this year was crazy.
Yeah.
And I saw it, I was like, I said to myself, I'm like, do we do stuff like this? Because where you see stuff similar to that is where, of course, our top Niger guys pack out, arenas.
Yeah.
And you look at the stage. It's beautiful. It's Hollywood-esque.
Yeah.
And
well, I'll give a nod.
And I longed for it to be here.
I'll give a nod to my former work lover. I used to work at Viacom MTV, and MTV does it right. They, the VMAs
shut it down.
or
all the lights.
It's just it's unbelievable. The BET Awards, they just kill it. And that's what we did here on the continent. So MTV hasn't been doing on the continent for a while. So we said, oh yeah, we'll take.
And yes, I wanted to even talk about something similar to that. There's an awards that just passed. It's annual, but each time they take it out here, they take it to the US. But it's a Nigerian award. What do you think about that?
Without naming names, Mr. Anima Shaun is a good friend of mine.
Without naming names.
and to be honest, I see where he was going with it, and I think it's been quite impactful, right?
For the Americans.
No, it's still for the Nigerians, right? Let me tell you why.
Okay.
Right? We all know, and in fact, the African Union officially recognizes the diaspora as the 6th region of Africa. Right? And oftentimes we don't actually engage in the diaspora in the way we can and should. We are, those of your viewers and fans that pay attention know that over $25 billion a year is remitted annually just by Nigerians. So think of the entire continent of diaspora and people in the diaspora. So being in the diaspora made sure that the audience there knew that they're not just a separate thing. Right, that they're part of us, whether they're separated by an ocean or as close as a video call. That we wanted them to feel and experience that, and that's what IO did. Right, he's bringing it back. He's bringing it back nowadays.
Yeah, because there was a lot of flack about it.
But there was also a lot of great stories about it. Right, so I reject that it was a one-way thing, and IO did achieve what he wanted to do by bringing it there. He's coming back to also bring another aspect to it. This is one of the longest running awards on the continent in Nigeria for 17 years. Sorry, right? That the Headies has been reigning. So all respect.
So the great thing is, for me, it's the impact on the economy that's does crucial. It for me, especially for the young ones, because it's seemingly not easy, and there seems to be no way out. But the creative industry, acting, music, producing, all that stuff has helped open those doors for them. No, look, so for the Trace Awards, right? And to be honest, I would really love to do it here in Nigeria, right? We've been starting some discussions with Lagos State, the
national government, because you need government support, especially for the big scale creative industry on the continent. Government must be a part of it. And not just our awards. We just talked about it from all the other aspects of this, right? So the creative industry needs government, right? And I'm hopeful that we can see our way to doing it here. We have some issues to sort out from our tourism aspect, travel, safety, etc. But so we're definitely open to bringing it here. But the awards that we did, the night itself, as in the cost of the night itself, was about 5 billion naira for the setup, the event, the travel, everything that happened around that night. And during that week, and even more, about a 2 to 3 week period, we generated over $30 million of economic activity. That included...
Which is why it hurt me each time I said...
That we didn't do the awards here, right? That we were doing it in Rwanda and we're bringing it to Tanzania. We had over 2,000 people fly and stay a week, because we extended. It wasn't just one night. There was this festival, there was a summit. This year we'll do a more music summit. So you had over 2,000 people traveling, at an average of $1,000 for flight and hotel, even more, really $1,500. There you've already got, $3 million of benefit. And then, clubbing, shopping, food, etc. And we employed over 2,500 people directly and indirectly during that week, both from the technical team, the setup, carpenters, set dressers, film people, lawyers, etc. The artist managers, etc.
My heart is breaking as you're going on.
So that's how you.
Rwanda has eaten all that. So let me. We're getting digitized quickly.
Okay.
Across board. We're talking AI. AI has been integrated to everything.
Yep.
Even on WhatsApp, they're asking you, okay, what?
So
digitally, especially coming in, how you guys came in.
Yeah.
How has that helped, and how does it continue to help, or is there a roof? Is there a cap to digitally making these things happen in an open way?
I don't know that I would say there's a cap, but technology and human innovation always sees that we find another way to do things differently, whether it's expanding and growing it, or sometimes a funny way that it just goes off to the side and you're surprised, etc. So I don't think there's an end point in sight for the innovations, the changes, and of what technology brings to our industry, and how we as consumers enjoy it, interact with it, and contribute to it. I think it's going to continue to be, a really dynamic thing. So for Trace, we've embraced digital, the digital ecosystem in a huge way. From starting off from straight TV channels, we have an e-learning platform that has over half a million active subscribers on the continent. We've just morphed that into Trace Plus. Trace Plus is a streaming app that's really going to be focused on delivering the content in the way people want it. We're still on TV channels. We're still on TV screens as we are doing today. But we're all watching. We're all watching here.
True.
More as much as anything. So we're of course embracing that. But furthermore, as an organization, let me give a small shout out again to I love to encourage our government people, to the Honorable Minister of Information and Technology, His Excellency Bosun Tijani, for his foresight and ambitions around AI. Sometimes, especially when I was younger, I'll look at AI, or that time I wanted to launch satellites. I'd be like, Niger, what's wrong with us? We can't buy tomato yet. We're talking about AI. But the truth is, he's got it. And I was listening to him last week at Moonshot, and he was saying, if we don't invest now, we have the minds for it. Don't worry about that. If we don't invest now, we don't get involved, we'll be so far behind, we'll never catch up. Right? So yes, maybe it's not the biggest priority, and we have much more pain and
give it time.
But we must pay attention to it. We can't even afford 5 years to be completely uninvolved. And let's give it to ourselves. We have the minds, we have the innovation,
Yep.
we have the guys
Yep.
who may do something amazing in the coming years with AI, and all of us will be sitting here like, yeah, now wow. And so let's let that happen.
Sam, thank you so much. We could go on.
Yeah.
go on.
Clearly,
We could
we
go
can
on.
just
Thank
enough.
thank you for coming through.
Absolutely.
I will call on you again.
100%. Anytime. I love being here.
All right, thank you so much for tuning in. It's Inside Life, and we speak to the people that matter in the various industries, so they bring insights from the inside of their life. It's Handsome Bar. See you next time.